Hey, this is Champion for the Skill, bringing you a deck profile on ZX once again. Um, so yeah, this time this will be my blue-green deck. This one is not yet complete, but it's very close. I just need to get some more uncommons from set 2, which I have promptly ordered. And also, yeah, that's about it really. So before I go on, to answer someone's question before on how I side shuffle and make it look so nice, like this. Kinda, I guess. It's better when you have new sleeves, so basically what you do is, for all any of you who don't know how to side shuffle very well, I basically just pick up half the deck with these two fingers, but these fingers are also here. They're just here to support. They don't really do anything. It's mainly these two. Then when I place the half the deck into the other half, I'm actually doing it from like near the center, not really at the bottom, because if you do it like this, it's easy to break your sleeves. So going in from the middle-ish, so it looks like this, and then you push it forward, just let it go. Open both your hands and just let them fall. Not bad. If you want to guide it, you like when you see me do it like this, with like the cards fall like section by section, it's mainly just because when I'm doing this, I'm opening up my hand like this, and all the cards fall. So once you get the place into your, once you see, I can let go, and like they're basically stuck together now. So this hand is just a platform now, and then I slowly release all the cards. Now of course, if you do it slowly, it'll get stuck, so you have to do it a bit quicker. Like so. Makes shuffling look very nice. The newer your sleeves are, the better. I'll do some shuffling with this deck later. This deck is practically brand new. I made it on Thursday, I think. Wait, no, not Thursday. Friday. So, that was like yesterday. So yeah, let's go through this deck. So this is once again, my blue-green Hourai deck. Hourai is a trait shared among green creatures. I think they basically just feature like druid people. I don't know. They all look like ancient Japanese people or tree people. I'm not sure, because a lot of people have like horns and stuff. So I'm not sure if that's to symbolize like a branch. But overall, they just look like druidy, tree people-y people. So, but first of all, I'm gonna go through the blue cards that I play. Blue is not the main part of this deck, but since ZX is not, there's not enough cards out to make a pure green Hourai deck, so I just decided to splash some blue. I think that it's better with the blue than without the blue, so 4 Voidbringers, just because there's not enough Hourai traits for the ignitions, so I have to run 4 more. There are some extras, but it would make the deck not as good, so I'm just gonna wait on the new. Hopefully, I'll get some new Hourai cards. I'm not sure if there will be. If there is, great. If there isn't, whatever. One of her. She is a battle dress trait, which is very important to this deck. Yeah, you guys can see it. And her ability is, when you play her, if you have this card existing on the field, you can draw a card. So I play one of each. It's not very likely that it actually happens, and as you can see, it's just one big picture, which is pretty neat. It's not very often that you can ignition this or ignition this, then play this, or any other way around. It's just because she is a battle dress trait, and she is effing hard to pull. Yeah, I'd run more of her, just her, and like not this, just because I need a battle dress in my charge zone for the effect of the next 3 cards to work. Here's another just pretty crappy battle dress blue card. Its effect is that after when you attack something with 5,000 or less power, you can bounce it back to their hand. I'm not sure if this applies like if you attack it and after it becomes 5,000, because I don't think that's how it works. I'm sure you can attack something, lower its power to 5,000, and then attack with this and bounce it back to their hand. Overall, this card is just used to be fodder to die and be in my charge zone. Because the next card is, and this card is also battle dress trait, because of these 4 cards. These 4 cards, its effect is very simple. When you play this card, if you have a battle dress trait in your charge zone, so for those of you who don't know what the charge zone is, when a character dies, it goes into the charge zone, and you can use it to pay for ignition costs, which is, and if you guys still don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine, just enjoy the pretty pictures. Then if you have one in your charge zone and you play this card, you may draw a card. It's very simple. You play it, you get a +1 if you have a charge character, if you have a battle dress in your charge zone. So this card is actually very, very good. Yeah. And 2 giant 6 cost vanilla beaters. They are also battle dress for some strange reason, but whatever. These are just filler cards. I'd probably take these out for Genkako, I think that's what it's called. Gekako, whatever. It's like the Allure of the 7-branch sword Genkako or something. And that card is a Hourai trait, and it gains +1000 for each 2 mana you have. So I was showing that card in my black-green deck that I was playing before, and it had the card that was like very nice art and stuff. Hopefully I'll pull some more in my next boxes. I hear it's like there's a 50-50 chance of you getting one apparently, because per box you get 1 SR of each color apparently. I'm not sure, and if you get a shiny SR, it doesn't count to your overall total, because in the extra boosters you get 5 SRs, 1 of each color, and in the normal booster I got 5 SR, 1 of each color, and an extra white SR that was shiny and full art. So yeah. And in another box I actually got 2 black SRs and no green ones. So I don't know how that works. Maybe it's just luck or something. But I think most of the time you just get 1 of each color. So yeah, this is all the blue cards I'm playing. They're mainly just filler, and the battle dress trait draw engine is pretty okay. If I were to choose, I would play Boy Meets Justice, which is a 3 to cast card that allows you to draw 2 cards. It's basically a pot of greed. So yeah. So onto the Hourai cards. I have Sword Master Slash, I think that's what it's called, or Sword General Slash or something. This card gives 2000 power to a card, which effectively gives it 2000 HP and attack power. This card can be used on either turn, and it's an event. Can be used to save your card, can be used for that extra oomph you need to get over a card. So yeah, get 2 of those. This is my starter, Transforming whatever the hell. He is basically this card on a stick. When he's in the charge zone, you can pay 1 green and add 2000 something. So why do I play these cheap to cast, plus 2k cards? Because in Hourai you need a lot of field dominance to get your stuff going. There's cards in this deck that need other Hourais to exist on your field for it to actually be good. So yeah, he's also a Hourai trait. So any green card in my deck is actually Hourai. So I don't really need to explain that. So it's very important to have this card because you need to keep all your other cards alive. 2 Horizontal Halberd Strike. Yeah, the names are quite straightforward, I guess. This is a common actually. That's pretty nice. This card targets the highest power ZX on your opponent's field and puts it to the resource. So green has actually the best removal, because after you put cards into resource, you never get them back. So yeah, I play 2 of this. Play 3 Unite Earth or Return to Earth, whichever you like. Select 1 4 or lower, hold a 4 or lower card and put it into their resource. This is opponents only. So another cheap removal spell. This card is actually also really important. Both of these actually. If you open with this card and another card in the deck, you went first. So when the 3 conditions are met, if you have a removal spell, a buff spell, preferably a removal spell though, a removal spell that's 3 to cast, and that other card, you're going first, you have a very good chance of winning because you start off the game with a very good dominance. And I'll put these cards over here and this card just to explain the combo later. So 3 cost generic vanillas, 3 cost generic vanillas. This is a heal trigger, and this is just a ninja dude. You need to have 20 ignition traits in your deck. Personally, I wouldn't even have that many in the deck, just because it makes it so I have to run a lot of bad cards, so to speak. Bad late game cards. So yeah, very good. They're all Hourai trait, once again. That's important. So here. 2 Good Night. Here's an ignition trait that selects one ZX on your opponent's side of the field, or opponent that your opponent controls, and send it to resource. Very good. It's an ignition, so you flip it over, you kill something. It's very good. Okay, so this card is a proxied card. I have 3 proxies of this card. And if you guys don't know what a proxy is, it means a card that I don't have that I'm pretending that I do, that I want to use. Now, I have 1 copy of it and 3 flipped over cards. I don't even know what they are. This card is very, very good. So this card is probably your main go-to card to play, always. His effect is that you can rest an untapped Hourai trait on your field and give this card plus 3,000. You can only activate this effect on your opponent's turn, or you cannot activate this card's effect on your turn. So what does this mean? Alright, so let's go through this really quickly. I'll use the actual card. So say you go first, right, and you take 2 random cards. Let's just say you have this, and this is your mana. Say you're going first, alright, you draw your hand, whatever. You place a card into your mana, and you pass. Your hand is something like, has these 2 cards. That's all that matters. So when they go, they play a card, they attack you, you removal spell it, and next turn you draw 2 cards, whatever, take a random card, put it into your mana. Now play this card, and attack. Most likely, they played a 3-cost card, or lower, so they cannot get over your 6k, or their start card is actually not a 6k or higher. Alright, so, cool, right? When they play something and attack you, you can add power to this and make it a 9,000. So what does that mean? It means that they can't effing get over it. So this card will protect itself because you have a Hourai trait as your starter. What else is very good about this? Well, you could say that since you gave them an extra mana, they can play a 5-cost card. But the strongest 5-cost card is actually just 8,000, which is still not strong enough to kill this. So you just go pump, and then you untap with him. The next turn, say, I don't know, you have some random card, some random Hourai card. And, you mana, and you play a card here. Or if you can't get over their card, you can play it up here, double attack, and then pump it again. It really is just really good. And I'm hoping I get a Hourai Voidbringer, because it's a cheap 2 to cast card where I can put here and add another 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. This card is very, very good. It keeps your presence on because he is just so good. So yeah, that's a quick reasoning behind playing 4 of these and why it's so good. The only reason why I'd proxy a card is if I think the deck is like, I have to have this card. And I think I do. So yeah, they're not hard to get, they're uncommon. You come with like 1 or 2 a box. I'm getting 2 boxes, so hopefully I can get 3. And if not, I'll just have to buy more boxes. So I play 4 of him. 1 Graceful Naginata. I would hope to play more, but it's an SR and it's hard to get. This card is, when you play this card, you may select 1 card from your resource and add back to your hand. What does this mean? It counters other green decks, like if they remove one of your high power cards, one of your key cards, put it into your resource, put his card, fetch it back. Or say you start the game with 2 mana and you have one of your key cards in there, you can play it, fetch it back. It's very good, 7.5k, it's 500 under average, but that's fine for such a good effect. So I only play 1. I would probably play 4 if I had 4, but I don't. This archer chick, I have no idea what she's called. When she's on your field, or she's on the board, she gives plus 1,000 to all Hourai characters, except for herself. So suddenly your vanillas are better than theirs because they're 1,000 stronger for no apparent reason. And yeah, so normally you play this in your player square or in the 3 other spots. So in the 3 closest to you, they're the safest place. So if you have these 3, like this, and anything else in the front, it's actually very, very good. So yeah, I play 4 of her for a very good reason. 2 of this card, it's basically just a 9k Hourai beater. There's nothing really I can do with it. When you play this card, you can select a Hourai from your charge and add it to your mana. It's very meh. I mean, it doesn't really do anything. So, yeah, I just play this card as a beater. So it's a 9k vanilla beater, in a sense. It should be 9.5 because it should be vanilla. But hopefully there's a 6-cost 9.5k vanilla. That'll definitely play. So yeah, play 2 of them, or her. 2 Swordmaster, I call it Swordmaster, it's also called Katana Warrior, but hey, who wants to hear that, right? 2 Swordmaster Rindo. His effect is that if you have 12 or more cards in your resource, this card gains plus 3,000. Only if your character is Chitose Aoba, or just Chitose. It's some random little girl. She's apparently 19, but she's really short. Whatever, that's typical anime stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping to pull more. This card's very good. So he's a 12k base if you have 12 mana. And then if you have more of these, you can pump it up to even bigger. Sometimes it gets like 16k if you're really lucky. Or like even just 13k, it's really hard to get over. Especially if you put them in a corner and put something behind it, like anything. Like, if you put something like, I don't know, like this in your opponent's square, he can only attack from one side and then burn spell it. So if you have a pump spell, you can just pump it, and it's basically impossible to kill here. Unless they have a firm removal spell like the ones featured in black or green. So, very good card. And play 3 of this guy. I have no idea what he's called. But basically, his effect is when he comes into play, you can exile 1 card and send it to mana. So it's this on a stick, basically. So you play it, exile something. Play it, exile something. It's very good. 7k is kind of mediocre, considering 7ks exist on like basically everything. Like, a 5 cost is almost, well, a 5 cost is over. A 4 cost is almost that much. But it comes with a sweet up effect, or when you play, just go away, go away, go away. Very, very good. So yeah, this is my Hourai deck, my blue-green Hourai deck. When I get these, and maybe if I pull some better cards, I will do an update on how I'll play it. And once again, I'll show you the shuffling on the newer sleeves. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy ZX. I definitely do. The only times I actually get to play card games is on Friday night, and I don't want to lug around the camera equipment, which is basically a phone and a giant ass camera stand that's really intrusive. So yeah, I'll try to get some videos in, but right now the community is small for ZX in wherever I live right now. So yeah, we can't really, there's not a lot of people playing this game, so yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. And bye.